Hey everybody, Culture Askin, and today guys, I'm here doing an anime review, and this anime review is to Fate Apocrypha episode 15, guys. Now before I get into it, guys can tell from my voice and stuff, and my nose. I have been sick. If you have not seen my live stream or playthrough of The Dawn of the Lily, I talked about it then, but if you didn't, I'm just telling you, I've got a cold. I've been sick most of this week. Part of the reason why I didn't review this actual anime yesterday, so that's why I reviewed it today. But also, even though I was sick yesterday, I got better. But unfortunately, I got a fucking cold, and I still got a little bit of the effects from what I had yesterday as well. I'm able to eat now because yesterday I couldn't even eat. Oh god! But surprisingly, it's one of those one day illnesses which you get, which make you feel so terrible you can't do anything, but then the next day you'll feel like, oh, I'm better now. Like those kind of illness, that's what the kind of illness I had, and I gotta admit, those kind of illnesses are quite annoying. They're quite annoying because, overall, it's just quite annoying because people might think you're faking a lot, or possibility because if you were sick that day before, you could have done something you could have done then, but you couldn't do because you were sick, so you had to delay it. So it's quite annoying from that. But anyway, let's go to a review of Fate Apocrypha episode 15. So in this episode, it's pretty much the main we get a chance to see for the start of the episode, we see Shiro. All the servants are red that is working with Shiro Kotimine. We find Akatsuki Shiro, that is his actual true name. We see how the interact about this whole situation they got put into, but also find out what their wish is to the Holy Grail. Actually, we find out all the servants' wishes to the Holy Grail, what wish they want to be granted. Well, not every single servant, but majority of the servants we see, especially on the red side, we see what wish they want to be granted. Now, for the wish that Achilles wishes for, Achilles wants to be a hero. He wants to be revived as he wants to revive and become a hero of this era. That's what I think he wants to be. That's his dream, I think. So reviving to become a hero of this era, something like that. That's what I sort of guessed from what he said there. I was like, you're already a hero, but yet again, that gets me confused a bit. He's already technically a hero, but I think he wants to become a more greater hero or something. But that's his wish. For Atlantia, it seems like she wants. She says she wants children to be loved. She wants children to be loved, all children to be loved. Because as you guys know, still even this day and age, we still got children getting treated badly by their parents, or children getting treated badly in general. So that she wants to get pretty much everything like that stopped. So that's what her wish is about. We already know, and also Karen, his wish is quite vague. I can't really explain it, but it does have the same sort of thing that has similar to that collides with Shiro Kotime's wish, which we all know is salvation. That's his wish. So that's what their wishes are. Now the next people who got wishes, one of them was, oh man, just a minute. God. Sorry guys. Damn colds. Yeah, that's part of the reason, like I said, my actual review might be not that great compared to my other ones because of cold. But with the situation with now with the other people who got a certain wish to fulfill, another one that got another one of Sonic's wishes, I think it was, trying to remember. Actually, no. I think those are the only ones that involved wishes. Now, after talking with Servants of Red with Shiro Kutamine, it moves on back to the main character with the Yugama family who is joined up with, and Mordred, and its master. Now, they cut to talk about what they are planning on doing with if they have a strategy. They had a strategy meeting. Like, it's not like a full strategy meeting, you can tell. It's still not fully there. But they have a strategy meeting and trying to form a full... they had a meeting a strategy meeting and form an alliance between each other to take down these servants that corrupted the Great Holy Grail War. So, after forming this alliance, now they started to build a strategy to figure out what they have to do, to beat or how to catch up to the Servants of Red, and obviously mainly because obviously they know they can get there, but they of course judge based on the speed of the Hanging Gardens they're on next. So and then after that strategy meeting, we see some servants talking to. We see Archer of Black. Charon? No, Charon? I think Charon, yeah. Charon, you know, the Centaur, Archer of Black. He goes then after talking to, having pretty much a student-teacher, talk relationship between, his master's little brother, I think. Remember correct, little brother? I think he's the little one, while she's the she's the older sister, because we found out she now took on the title as head of the Yugama family after the main head died now. So and I take it she is a direct descendant to the throne of the. So obviously I think she took on the lead of becoming the leader. Now he talks to him. Do you think she can be the leader of the Yugama family? Because he personally sees that. Can you think she can kill? Do you think she can kill someone? That's the kind of question he asks her. And then we go to a flashback for her little brother and herself back in the past. And obviously we all know the mage families, a lot of sacrifices come involved. And the thing is, one of the sacrifices they had to use was a dog that she was taking care of for a while. Obviously she was aware that because they're a mage family, obviously they know they had to use the dog for a sacrifice for magic and stuff, but obviously and she was fully aware of it, so she's prepared for it. But then after they both decide to bury it, obviously she starts to cry and saying, I'm sorry, and obviously because she's still having the feelings towards what happened with the little dog that should be taken care of. She's seen as a part of the family, so obviously makes a lot of sense how they might be. But once again, also he sees the strength in his little sister. He sees the strength in his sister, so that she will do what is needed, even it might be have to kill. She will follow what the line is, and of course, Charon. Okay, I understand pretty much. That's what he pretty much roughly says. And afterward, he also says, I think this is the reason. He asks him, this is the reason why I think this is the reason why you became the master of Berserker Black, or it's Frankenstein's monster, and he said, I believe she really did like you and stuff. That's pretty much what he said to her. And obviously, as he was the master of as you know, after all, guys, we all know that he and his servant Berserker Black, aka Frankenstein's monster, we know that both her and her master had a pretty much a bond-like relationship. They had a possible romantic relationship. So obviously, he felt some closure from what he said, but also a bit of sadness at the same time, because he has to remember the person he cared about. A person he cared about died because of the war, and obviously, as if they're a bit of with a bit of a sulk, but also understanding, but also salvation, you could say, from the tragedy of losing Frankenstein's monster. Now, after this, we get to with Mordred and her master, and they're not staying at the house. They go back to the little graves hut thing they were in. Part of the reason because the master does believe that even though there are allies right up there, they're on a truce right now, they're still part of both enemy factions, so obviously he doesn't want to be in enemy territory, so he obviously wants to start. Now, and we also find out that what their plan is, even though they've got a truce and have a truce with these guys, they do plan on when the servants are black and servants are red are fighting each other, they will try to steal the Greater Grail from the servants of red so they can fulfill their wish. And obviously, Seymour Red, when she heard that, said, "Oh yeah," and they did fist bump after that. Now, let's get more back to the detail with the Mimicry is correct. Before this part came, the Saber Mordred wanted to have a command seal from Joan of Arc. So obviously, Joan of Arc in this episode also gave her command seals. Now, we found she ends up also giving command seals also to. Now, I was wondering how she's going to command seals, but obviously, the servant itself was not going to get command seal. It ends up being the master who gets given the command seal. Obviously, because the master's the one that's supposed to have the command seals in the first place. Sorry. Ugh. Yeah. So I was like, okay, so the masters do get command. Now, after giving that command seal to her master, she ends up now giving command seals to Sig. Now, what we found out is that there's an actual risk when using his command seals. Not just because he might lose his power, but also that he could lose his life. She doesn't actually say this, but what she said, some reason the command seals didn't what do you mean didn't disappear? I know from the Fate series that technically the command seals usually do leave after images. They usually do leave after images. But could possibly this after image looked a bit too much still there or something and what she was worried about that. For some reason, she was getting a lot of a worry from, obviously, because we know she started to have, some form of feelings towards Sig, and obviously, she doesn't want to see him in danger. Now, and because of the possible danger with these command seals might be, because if he end up ever using the last one, if he ends up using the last one, he could die, and I think that's what she's thinking, that's the reason why she didn't want that to happen, or it could cause mass destruction, or I don't know, but she doesn't want that to happen, so obviously, what she decides to do is give 2 command seals to Sig, which all, of course, pissed up Mordred, because she's a bit, annoyed, but of course, her master stops her for it, but Joan of Arc gave 2 command seals to Sig, so he has 2 spare, but she outright tells him never to use the last command seal. Never use the last spell. Never use the last spell. That's what she says to him, and Sig, okay, I will not use it. Now, next part with her, we see her speculating about why she is even doing this. What is this feeling she's feeling? She's thinking, is this my feelings, or is this the girl I possessed, the person I possessed, Luteria? I think that's her name. I might be wrong, but the girl she's possessed with, obviously, is this her feelings? Obviously, because she's not dead. She doesn't have full control over the body. She has control of the body, but she has full control. That means emotions from the previous owner will still leak in, so obviously the feelings she might be feeling might belong to her. So obviously the reason why she's feeling she speculated that is it her feelings or Latinia feelings, or are they both seeing the same thing? Well, that's the kind of thing she's feeling. But also she's again feeling worried about the command seals that Sig has, and could link again to his life, and she doesn't want that to happen. Now with the fat Hugo guy, oh god, I still don't like him, but at least to give him respect to, he does have pride and also knows the situation they're all in, so even though he's not a big fan of the homunculus, we found out he does do a good thing, help out and try to heal one of the homunculus that sound like the organ system's not that great, so obviously they need magical fluid, I think, or magical source to help them cure them. So after Ryder, Astral comes back from getting the materials to help up first aid kits and stuff, everything you need to pretty much heal people. He pretty much tells him to go and get the formula, pretty much the magical formula, and obviously he goes there afterwards. Now, we also Ruler does sort of order, not absolutely, but does tell Asshole make sure to protect Sig, so you even use that. And of course, he obviously says, "Don't worry, I'll be his baby sister," or like he doesn't. He makes like they make a joke about babysitter. Like, more like they make the joke that in this episode they use a joke like that. Ryder Astral is acting more like a babysitter to Sig, so I like that interaction. Like, it's quite funny to see that interaction. It was quite funny seeing that, especially that they're both dudes and stuff. So that was quite funny. So yeah, I'm gonna say their relationship, I gotta say, is strong, brotherly, awkward bond. Like, I gotta admit that. So that's quite funny seeing that. But overall, that's all really gotta say. Oh, I gotta say, Shakespeare, oh god, I just love Shakespeare character. I just like his character. Like, I love how, like, I'm an actor, so I'm a sucker to actor cap. I'm still surprised freaking Shakespeare is a fucking servant. Like, I'm still fucking surprised Shakespeare is a fucking servant. And so that just gave me a conclusion that obviously heroes from actual people from actual legends that have been proven to exist, people who have proven to exist, can be some as well. So you don't have to be like mythical heroes. They can be fully legit historical beings, like fully legit, fully confirmed. They can be like someone as well. So at least that gave me that confirmation when I watched Fate Apocrypha. But good to his personality, the way he already knew that the goal that Agame Shiro or Shiro Kotomine had. So that is quite interesting. I just like his overall reaction to everything. It's just quite funny seeing that. And overall, that's all I've got to say. Animation, decent. No fighting was going on, so nothing great was going on. But overall animation was decent. So yeah. And yeah, that's all I've got to say. Hey guys, that's my anime review to Fate Apocrypha episode 15, guys. Hope guys, I got you have a fantastic day. For guys, if farewell, just down below. Mind that, and yeah. Hope guys like it. Comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye guys!